Trust the plan that God got for your life. You ain't got to be like nobody else. You ain't got to try to speed up. You ain't got to try to impress nobody. It don't even matter about that. When you at your funeral, ain't nobody gonna talk about what kind of car you had trying to impress people. Now they gonna talk about the race that you ran, the good things that you did for your life, the type of person you are. So trust the season that God got you in right now so that you can live out the purpose that he has for your life. This life is about purpose. This life is about serving others. This life is about serving God, being a faithful servant. That's the season that I'm in right now. Christion Willett here, the voice of my generation. Today we're going to be talking about running the race at your own pace. I want to talk to you about that it's your unique life, it's your unique gifts, it's your unique talents that make you special. And a lot of us are confused because we're trying to run other people's race. We're jealous of other people. We're watching other people's lives. We're living in a world today with social media, and so many people are so interested in other people's lives. And I think they forget about their own race. I think they forget about their own life. I think they forget about who they are. So today I just want to talk about why it's important for you to run your own race. We can't run all the same speed, and everybody's race is not going to finish the same. It's some people that's going to be ahead of you. It's going to be some people that's behind you. But you got to realize when you run your race, it's about your time and your pace and where you need to be at in certain points of life, where God needs you to be at certain points of life. Make sure that you like and subscribe so that we can change 1 billion lives. That's my goal. I want to help 1 billion people with my voice. I want us to help each other by motivating each other, by loving each other, and just being a positive influence on each other's lives so we can all live a better life together. Wouldn't it be better if we loved each other, if we spread it, faith, goodness, and just all was one? All right, Christion Willett, the voice of my generation. Let's get straight into it. I heard this so many times growing up. Life is not a sprint. It's a marathon. And a lot of us don't realize we treat life like a sprint. We treat life like we just gonna run through it and it's over. Like we can just run to our goals, run to our dreams, run through our problems, when that's not how life is. Life is a marathon. And see, the thing about it, what y'all don't understand is a lot of you guys are running like a sprint and you getting too tired for the marathon. You cannot run a mile like you run a 100-meter dash. Those are two different races. So we got to slow down in life. We got to stop watching other people. We got to stop trying to be like other people. It's some people in life, they run their marathon in 5 minutes, but you might run your marathon in 4 minutes. You might run your marathon in 6 minutes. They might run their marathon in 4 minutes. Life is not a sprint. It's a marathon. So you got to slow down and understand that your life is unique to you. Your race is unique to you. Your gifts are unique to you. You don't got to be like nobody else. You don't got to try to keep up with nobody else. You don't got to try to imitate nobody else's life because God credits you with your own. God credits you with your own purpose, your own plan, your own gifts. But too many times in life, we're trying to keep up with other people. Too many times in life, we're trying to run race with people that we got no business running with. We're trying to show off for people that don't even matter in our life. We're trying to impress people that don't even really care. We got to understand in life, it is a marathon. And sometimes you just got to slow down and run your own race. And another thing is sometimes in life, you got to speed up your race. There's some people you hanging out with that's dragging you down and slowing you down. You're running at the wrong pace. There's some people that you friends with that you need to just kind of cut off because they got you running at the wrong pace. You might need to speed up. You might be behind on some things that you got to catch up so that you can get to where you need to be. Because that's the thing about life. The race that you're running is going to end. And if you're too far behind, or if you're trying to be too far ahead, if you're too far ahead, you're going to gas out. You're too far ahead, you're going to pass out. You ain't got enough energy. You don't got enough juice. And if you're too far behind, you're going to spend too much energy trying to catch up. That's why it's important to run your race in the speed that you need to run it in. Right. And so I want to give you a few tips on how you can run your race. Number one, stop being jealous of people. Stop envying people. Stop watching and envying and being jealous of people. That's why you try to speed up your race. Right. You see somebody pull up in a brand new car. You see somebody that just bought a brand new house. You see somebody with some brand new clothes on, or they living their best life. Right now in this season, they might not be what you need for your life. Don't go try to buy a new car because your friend bought a new car. Don't go try to buy new clothes and impress people because your friend bought new clothes. If that's not in your budget, if that's not a part of your plans, or if that's not even who you are. And a lot of us, you might got it. You might got the money to go buy a new car, go buy some new clothes. But why are you doing it? Because you want to impress somebody? Because you want to keep up with some friends? Because you want to show out for people who the really opinions don't even matter? Stop envying people. That's called envy and jealousy. Whenever you do something, not because you want to do it for your life, because you're seeing somebody else doing it, you're envying them. You're being jealous of them. And that causes you to speed up in your race. You got to understand where you need to be in life, what you want for your life, the season that you in. You might be in the season where the car you driving is perfectly fine. So why go buy a new one just because somebody wants you to look cool, because you want to look cool for somebody? You might be in the season where you have enough clothes. Why go buy some more clothes? You might be in this season where you're not the manager. You're training to be the manager, but your friend or whoever on the job, they got the manager's position. So now you pushing to be the manager so bad. You got to realize that jealousy and envy will cause you to speed up your race. You get on social media every day. You look at people that's living this dream life that you say you want, living this life that they got nice cars, they traveling, but you might be in the season where you working your tail off. It might not be the season for you to go travel. It might not be the season for you to go live this extravagant life. I'm telling you, be patient and run your race. Be patient and understand that your time coming. Be patient and realize that this is just not my season. And that's going to lead to my second point. Life is in seasons. All right. You got good seasons and you got bad seasons, right? When you think about back in the day, right? How did they used to eat? They used to farm, right? Even we still farm today, but that was the number one way to eat back then, right? It was seasons where the harvest was plentiful. That means it was the seed went in the ground, right? It rained good and it was enough harvest for the whole entire season. But you got to realize it was also seasons where there were droughts, where nothing was growing. And that's my second point. Life comes and goes in seasons. So understand what season you in and how to handle that season. There are seasons in life where you going to be able to live the life of your dreams, where you going to have everything you ever wanted, where God is going to bless you with plenty. And then there's going to be seasons where you're going to go through a struggle. It's going to be a season where you got to grind, where you got to work hard, where you got to hustle for every little penny. It's going to be seasons where there ain't no time to relax. It's going to be seasons where you might got to work 60 hours a week, 50 hours a week. It's going to be season where you might got to study 3-4 times a day. It might be a season where you got to make certain sacrifices that you're not used to making. Life comes in seasons. And that's the thing we got to realize when it comes to running your race. You got to know what season you in, because there's some seasons you got to slow down. And there's some seasons you got to speed up. It's some seasons where you can be friends with certain people, but there's some seasons where I can't be going out every weekend. It's some seasons in your life where you need to save money. It's going to be some seasons in your life where you got to spend money. So understand that life is in seasons. And you got to realize what season you are in so that you can run your race at the proper timing and the proper pace so that you can reach your goals and dreams. It's not about somebody else's season. See, that's the problem. Now we're going back to jealousy and envy. You looking at somebody else's season and you not even realize the season they just went through to get there. You see somebody with a new car, with a new house. You don't know the season that they went through before that, to struggle, to grind, to not going out. But you just looking at the new car and the new house and you think I'm supposed to have it. No, it ain't your season. Run the race at your own pace. This is not your season. But your season gonna come. And your season come by planting seeds in the previous season, by watering them seeds and then see the harvest. Your season gonna come, but be patient and run the race at your own pace. And the last point I want to make to you is God gave you your own life. God gave you your own gift. God gave you your own purpose. You don't got to be like nobody else. You don't got to run the race that somebody else running. You ain't got to have a car somebody else having. You ain't got to talk like you ain't got to think like nobody else. God gave it to you. You got your own unique path. You got your own unique plan. So because you have that, because God gave you your own life, you don't have to be a copycat of anybody else. You don't have to try to keep up with anybody else. You don't have to try to impress nobody, because you are approved by God. When you have faith, when you believe that God is working for you, when you believe that God created a unique gift for you, you understand it and you live by your gift, by the favor that God has over your life. And this is the problem. We're going back to jealousy. You looking at somebody else's gift and somebody else's favor. We're going back to seasons. You looking at the season God bless somebody else in. Your time coming, but you got to trust God and understand it's your unique life and plan that's going on. Everybody plan don't look the same. It's some people that might get rich at 25. It's some people that never might get rich to 65. It's some people that may be poor their whole life. It's some people that may be rich their whole life. It's some people that might get their new car at 30. It's some people that might not get their new car at 40. But it's your season, it's your race, the plan that God has for you. Stop looking at where somebody else is and thinking, oh God, that's why I can't get that. That goes back to jealousy. And that's why it's so important to understand the race that God has for you so that you can realize your unique gifts, so that you can realize what season you in, so that you don't have to be jealous of anybody because you know it's coming for you. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. What God can do for somebody else, he can do for you. But God's timing is perfect. And God's timing is not our timing. God's timing don't look like our timing. God may not come when you want him, but God will always be on time. And his timing is perfect. Listen, it's certain seasons in my life, God couldn't give me certain things. And it was certain things I forced in my life, but God took them out and he showed me why I couldn't have that in my life. So while you trying to rush things, while you trying to be like somebody else, while you trying to envy other people, while you trying to run faster than what you supposed to, you need to slow down. I want to run at my speed. I want to run in my timing. I want to run in my race. I don't got to be like nobody else because God's timing is perfect. And when you trust God's timing, you'll understand why you're in certain seasons. You'll understand why you're in a season of pain right now. Because it's going to be your season to prosper in a year or two. You're going to understand why God made you go through certain things. And you're going to see the season of the harvest going to be plentiful. I never forget when I was in the season of getting kicked off the football team and losing my scholarship and I had to go back to paying for college myself. I did not understand what God was teaching me in that season, in that moment. I was like, man, other people talk back to the coach and they don't get kicked off the team. Other people been getting in trouble. They ain't get kicked off the team. I get kicked off the team. I lose my scholarship because I was worried about other people's season. In their season, their life, they had a scholarship to play football. I lost my opportunity because I made bad decisions. And that was the season I was in. God was teaching me, you got to make better decisions for your life. You got to be a better young man. God was doing that because he didn't want to send me into the real world and I'd make a mistake and end up in jail for the rest of my life. God was teaching me that because he was teaching me how to fight through adversity so that when I get out in the real world, it ain't scholarship, it's lose your job, lose your opportunity, go to prison. You got to realize God was teaching me something in that season. And now I'm in a season of my life where I can use my story to help somebody keep their scholarship, to help somebody understand what I went through. That's the season of my life I'm in right now. Giving back, helping, mentoring. And I went through everything I went through to be right here, right now in this season. So trust God's plan and trust God's purpose. And I'm thankful that God did everything that he did in my life because I wouldn't be the man I am today. I wouldn't have the heart that I had today. I wouldn't have the mindset that I had today. So trust God's plan. Trust that the season you in right now, the race that you in right now, you run at your own pace. Don't be like nobody else. Don't run at these other folks' pace. Trust the plan that God got for your life. You ain't got to be like nobody else. You ain't got to try to speed up. You ain't got to try to impress nobody. It don't even matter about that. When you at your funeral, ain't nobody going to talk about what kind of car you had trying to impress people. Now they going to talk about the race that you ran, the good things that you did for your life, the type of person you are. So trust the season that God got you in right now so that you can live out the purpose that he has for your life. This life is about purpose. This life is about serving others. This life is about serving God, being a faithful servant. That's the season that I'm in right now. And that's the season that you got to trust and learn and lean on God and not your own understanding. Christion Willett, the voice of my generation. I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you like and subscribe so that we can change 1 billion lives. I'm out.